Hi everyone, welcome back to the Happy Life Planner LLC YouTube channel. This is Jody talking. Today I am doing a video on this DIY mini folder for the mini Happy Planner. I had a request to show how I did this. And I am going to admit right off the bat, it is a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I'm going to make it as simple as possible and show you guys how I did it and how I did it better. I've actually done it quite a few times and they just don't turn out right, but I think I've got it hammered out. So first thing I'm going to do is pull this out. Second thing I'm going to do is come into my planner and I'm going to pull out this cute little vellum dashboard slash divider that I made. And I'm going to use that as my measuring tool, because I want my folder to be the same size as this. All right, so here is the paper that I chose. This is from the Little Mermaid themed scrapbook paper at Joann's. I got it on at a discount in a grab bag. So I'm going to cut off this bottom part. Just because I don't want this to be on my folder. So next step is figure out where you want your designs on your folder to be if you have a specific piece of paper. This is not cardstock, it's just thick paper. This is cardstock, and this was a little bit harder to make because it's harder to punch. But I think I've got the punching thing down, so either way, whether you're using paper or cardstock, hopefully it will be easier. So I'm going to use my measuring tool, my little dashboard slash divider that I made. And I'm going to draw a line down this side with pencil and at the bottom. These are going to be my folding points, so it's important that you get these on your page. First thing I'm going to do is fold it this way along the line that I created here. That's where the edge of my folder is going to be. And then I'm going to flip it over, and then there's going to be this white space here. I'm going to want to cut that off. I actually folded a little crooked, so I'm going to fix that real fast. There we go. Okay. It helps if you do things right the first time. Okay, cut this piece off. Okay, so this is the size of your folder. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold along this line. I'm going to fold this way first because I really want my crease to be nice and flat when I fold it over the other way. So unfold it and then flip it over this way. And you should have a really nice crease, a really nice bend right here. So then I'm going to take this piece, too much white space here, I'm going to fold this down to the bottom of the folder. And there you have, once you fold it in half this way, the basic setup and size for your Happy Planner DIY folder. Here comes the hard part. Depending on what materials you're using. I am using a classic Happy Planner punch. I know they make them in the big. But punching is going to be the hardest part. Let me get all this out of here. I'm sure you guys know how this is. You gotta punch. The hardest part, because this punch will not always punch through cardstock. Now, if you're doing something laminated, like I have a laminated folder that I tried to punch. I punched it first, then laminated it, then punched it again. And it took me a couple times. It was definitely difficult. So, I'm going to try and punch all 3 of these layers. You can see here that there's 1, 2, 3 layer. I'm going to try and punch through that. If it'll fit in there, it'll punch through. The hardest part about punching your folder is getting it even on both sides of where the punch needs to be. The reason I say that's hard is because you'll go to punch this way, and then you'll go to punch this way, and the punches holes on each side when you fold it in half won't be the same. They'll be offset, which is kind of actually what happened on this one. So I've got that figured out. So we're going to punch this way. I have marks on my punch that tell me where the mini size is for punching. I suggest, if you guys already have a punch, you mark it with where the mini is. Okay, so I punched this side, woohoo, and it worked. It went all the way through, so it'll be perfect. Now, instead of turning it this way to go punch, because my punch holes will be off, guaranteed, I'm going to turn it back this way, and I'm just going to flip it right over and do this side. Same thing. That's the key to making sure your holes, when you're punching something like a folder or double-sided, comes in handy. Okay, so I am officially punched, and wow, I have to admit to myself even that those lined up way better than any of the other folders that I've made. So I'm pretty pleased. Okay, so upon finishing the punching, open it up. You take your double-sided tape or your sticky dots, and you pull a couple lines on there. I like to make sure that I get some sticky over here on the corners, because I want to make sure that my folder is going to stay together. Okay, so then I fold that down. And voila, it sticks together. Now what I also do is I'll come in here and I'll put a little line there to make it stick, and then another one in here to make it stick. It looks like I got a little bit. There we go. And so you have your awesome little DIY folder for your mini planner. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to do this. It's really simple and easy. Like I said, the hardest part was punching. That was a learning curve for me. And since I am a little OCD in this aspect, I am going to trim the white off of my folder. Since I folded a little crooked, I am going to trim that off. I'm using an X-Acto knife to do that. A little messier, but it works pretty great. So I'm very happy with this. My first couple did not turn out so well. You can see here that when I punched this one, it was definitely off. And here, this is what I did on the first one, is I stuck it in this way, then I turned it around and stuck it in this way for that side, and they did not match up correctly. So that's why I said when you stick it in this way, you flip it over, same direction, same 3 sides on the same part of the punch. I don't know if that makes sense, but if not, ask me some questions, leave some comments below, and let me know what you think. I'm going to stick this pretty little folder in my Happy Planner because I really like it, and I'm going to use it. And now my chunky is just a little bit more chunky. Put my vellum back in there, my measuring tool. boom, start using my planner folder right away. Super cute, super fun. Any paper is possible, really. I also have a vellum laminated folder that I made too, which is super, super cute, and it's even more fun than this is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Leave your comments below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day. Bye for now.